The KNUST SRC Parliamentary Council has organized the second State of SRC address on Sunday, 9 December 2018 at the Idea Conference Center. The event began with a cadet display. Nyansapo Crew performed.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are all warmly welcome to today's State of SRC address.
Dignitaries were introduced.
The first on our list is Professor William Garba, the Dean of Students of KNUST. Eric Kwabnafoko, the Utah KNUST President. And Mrs. Gladys Atta. She is representing the Dean of IPU. We appreciate your presence here.
Gansukwa ministered. The Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Benjamin Kisi Sasu, addressed the House.
The time that there are issues that's going to make us a bit uncomfortable. But as it comes, we are student leaders, we need to have a critical look at it for the better future of all.
Members of the Parliamentary Council from the various constituencies spoke.
Mr. Speaker of the House, I'm glad to give a report on the House. I'd like to talk about our achievements. This noble House, when we assumed office, I can say we lacked information. And then, taking our predecessors into consideration, they never passed any form of bill, or they never passed any form of information to us, which made us incapable of working. And then, looking at the situation, we had to provide files and then reports which came to the House, letters that came to the House, and everything we found important was documented. So as it stands now, the House can boast of documentation, which is a plus to the House.
Mr. Speaker of the House, I am from Pont Frederick, representing Kute constituency. Mr. Speaker, I will talk about just 3 issues, that is transport security and academics. Talking about transport, we are still waiting for our free shuttle, Mr. Speaker. And also the implementation of the security dog, watchdog policy, we are also waiting for it. And the last thing is bridges is not completed. So, Mr. Speaker, I would want you to help me connect it to the President that we are waiting for the bridges to be fixed. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Christian Anderson Intifo from Unity Hall constituency. Now, after the impasse, getting back to school, Unity Hall is on a mission to redefine our purpose and our activeness on campus through social activities. And so, we had a meeting with the Vice Chancellor, and there I want to set straight on records that it was never promised that the hall is going to be reconverted. What he said was he's going to refer the issue back to the council for them to deliberate further on it.
The Member of Parliament for Oforikrum constituency, Honorable Emmanuel Mafu, addressed the House.
On 2 main things, on security and the need to cooperate with the university administration. We all know the impasse that we had, the bad name, I should say, that KNUST had in the media with respect to the demonstration, the closure of the school, and all the related stories. I believe that as we speak today, we must rather focus on the positive side of things. Conflict scholars say that not all conflicts are negative. What I would like to urge you is to cooperate with the university administration.
The Dean of Students, Professor William Gariba, addressed the House.
We felt that perhaps the communication channels we thought were very clear, that for the committees that we have on the campus, students are represented, and we thought, I think this particular SRC, it was my first piece of advice, that when you attend a meeting, whatever is decided, you make sure that your constituents get to know, not to know on implementation date. That is very key. But we've realized that most of the time, they attend the meetings and they don't translate this down to everybody. And to that end, we decided that we're meeting the SRC executive officers, we'll be meeting this August body, and I think we started last Thursday, and we're saying that for every information that is given to you, then you make sure that it gets to the class, platforms, because all of them must get to know what is going on. And the feedback from your end, it is my duty to make sure that Vice Chancellor gets to know, so that we have a two-way kind of communication, and all these things will not happen. Because when I became Vice Dean and Dean of Students, one of my important things was to monitor whatever goes on the student front and make sure that Vice Chancellor gets to know.
Honorable Emmanuel Mafo was given a citation by the KNUST SRC. The KNUST UTAG president, Professor Foucault, addressed the House.
I want to assure you that we will never, and the word is never, use our position to harass, to intimidate. If there's anything again, I can assure you, during exams, lecture rooms, outside the lecture rooms, I have a lot of friends. They are still friends, even though that day I saw them differently. I have good ones. And the statute that we quoted the other day also states that we have two roles, as a parent and as a teacher.
Nyansapo Crew performed once again. The SRC president, Honorable Kelvin Sarr, addressed the House.
On the 2nd of October, the unfortunate happened as the incident led to a one-month closure of the university. This led to a lot of unstable conditions for students, parents, workers, lecturers, and a host of people. It is our hope and prayer that the incident will never happen again. And just as we did at today's SEC service, we prayed fervently for the university that never again will KNUST be faced such a situation, because we have all learned our lessons critically, both members of management, student leaders, and students themselves, and even the general populace of the nation.
Members of the August House raised some concerns.
Put forward these concerns or complaints, the Office of the Right Honorable. So negotiation should be made for, there should be an extension of the library and study room services before exams to enable students study. And the second one, the place of residence, especially the halls, shouldn't be closed down if some students would like to stay back because the break is very short, to facilitate learning and all.
The 10th anniversary of the KNUST Parliamentary Council was launched.
The theme for our 10th anniversary is Awakening Nationalism in the Youth through inclusive student governance and legislation.
Oh,